most dangerous band, and they are Dr. Zvegas.
Man, come on.
I mean, the biggest band in the world.
How did we pull that off?
I don't know.
The surprises have just started. If you've just joined us, hi everybody. Welcome to podcast number 1. This is On the Rocks with a Twist. Terry Seigel, myself is Katie Kruse. You heard Dr. Z right there. And we're going to jump into our first segment. This is going to be a show surrounding a lot of different things, but of course you know that everyone in this studio right now is pretty music driven.
Oh, we got you!
And we got an exclusive. Something that no one else in the United States of America has. We have someone standing by on the phone. His name is Angelo Tristan, and you're fine.
Okay, you know the concert business is, we're not even going to get into it right now. But that's my world. I've been in the concert business for 30 years, in the music business. So when the world kind of just went away, I spent a lot of my time that I didn't get to do looking for new music. I just would flip through Facebook and
find bands
who I liked, whatever. So I'm flipping through, and I see this really hot band called Collateral. And I'm like, okay, well, this guy is really cute, one. And second, it was Merry-Go-Round. I heard this song called Merry-Go-Round, and I'm like going, this band is unbelievable. I mean, how come I've never heard of this band? So I scrolled down on his sheet, and there is a picture of this guy with a face mask on an airplane. He said, I'm leaving for my audition to be Steven Tyler in the Aerosmith pick. The
biopic that's being made. So for those of you who don't know, because I didn't know, yes, the next biopic is going to be of Aerosmith.
And I was like in shock because one, he looks like him. I mean, he's got that going for him, and the music is insane.
All right, well, hang on. Let's cut right there because here's another exclusive. Nobody has seen this outside of London, maybe his family and friends. Here is Angelo's audition tape that got him the gig as Steven Tyler in the now in production Aerosmith biopic.
Enjoy.
Hello, I'm Angelo Tristan. I'm 6'2", and I live in Ramsgate. This is my front profile. Side profile. Back profile. Then front profile again, just in case. By the way, I've got black skinny jeans as well, but they're in the wash, so I'll be ready. Let me get one thing straight, and you're going to listen to me, and I'm going to make this very easy for you. You think this band I've created will be broken by a sick, twisted little man like you? There is no singer! There is no dancer! There is no one that will be the voice of this band except for me. I made this. Aerosmith is me. I am Aerosmith. And like I said, I'm going to make this very easy for you. You are just another obstacle in my life that I need to get rid of. So take your royalties, take your games, and shove them up your fucking arse. Because you are done. We are done.
Oh my God,
Dude,
Angelo,
sounds just like him.
You are Steven Tyler.
We've got him on the phone. How you doing, darling?
I'm good, baby. How you doing?
We are doing so well. It's awesome. Thank you for being with us, because it's got to be like, well after midnight London time. So walk us through this. If you see an audition, you're like, hey, wait a minute, I could probably pull this off. Angela, walk us through
how the process of how did they call you? Did you see an ad? Did you send an audition tape? How did all that come down, Angela?
Well, just basically, we've got my band. We've got this Facebook group page, basically for like our diehard fans, and someone just put it up on there and kind of, with a winky face, and said, "Hey man, you should go and try and put this out." The joke. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I've got quite a lot of stuff happening at the moment, but I'll give it a go, whatever. So I went on the website. There's a link. So I just went on the website and found out that I needed to subscribe to this website. It was like a £35 a year subscription or something. I mean, being a musician in this day and age as well, people will know that you just do not have £35.
I put them on during the virus, though, Angelo. I've got your 30 pounds.
They're in Terry's butt if you're looking for them.
Me and Kim Kardashian got your 30 butts.
No, so I was in two minds about it, right? I was like, 35. That's like a meals for a week, or go for this audition and not get it and be hungry for the rest of the month.
Unreal.
So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just go for it. I'm all for just sort of jumping in the dark and just going for stuff, and so I just closed my eyes and just subscribed to this website, and I made this application thing, and it was a very professional sort of website, mainly for actors. And I used to be an actor years ago when I was younger. Did a few sort of small films and TV shows and the equivalent of Broadway in London, which is the West End.
Yeah, but did you ever play Oliver?
No, Billy Elliot though.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Nice.
I had an audition for Billy Elliot, and we'll never speak about that again. So this was a very professional sort of looking website, and I quit acting because it was too hard. So I just started music instead because it was easier, right? And I was like, well, this isn't looking good, because they're asking for a proper resume, and they're asking for a proper cover letter and a CV and what you've done in the past. And I was like, listen, and what agency you're with? And I was like, I do not have any of this.
You're like, dude, it's just me. It's just me.
Hello, here's a picture.
So I kind of broke the rules a little bit, and they were saying you must have all this, and I just wrote a cover letter and put up a few pictures of me doing what I do in my band on stage as the profile picture, because they were asking for a proper headshot, and I went, well, I don't have any headshots.
Oh, wait, we've got a proper headshot right here.
Wait, hold on.
We got a proper headshot.
Katie's got one.
Hold on. I am the graphics department. Here, check that out. There you go. How's that? Okay, keep talking. All right, we got you.
I was kind of thinking to myself, well, I don't need to give a headshot. Well, I'm auditioning for Steven Tyler, so they're going to be looking for someone on stage who can be a front man, who can use a mic and preferably probably sing and kind of the plot. So I went, well, I'm going to send in a picture of me on stage. And so I did that. And I didn't have any of the other stuff, like the resumes and whatever, so I just wrote a cover letter, and basically it was about 4 lines, and I just said, listen, if you're looking for someone to play Steven Tyler, I highly consider you don't look for an actor, because I've been doing it for the last 15 years of my life, in real life. If you want a Steven Tyler, I have been Steven Tyler for the last 15 years of my life. So I just kind of said that and just went, well, they're not going to pick me, because they're probably going to look at me and go, well, he's uneducated. And then, luckily, the next day, I got an email saying the director's looked at your thing and would like an audition tape. So I'm like, oh, okay. I did not plan for this at all. So I asked my girlfriend to help me out with the whole filming thing, and she kind of helps me out with a lot of this sort of stuff when I need a little bit of
So what everyone just saw, the clip you sent us, that's what you sent to the casting directors, obviously.
Yes, and and the whole American accent thing, and they said it's don't worry about the American accent, just do what you do, and we'll get someone to a linguistic sort of professional to help you out. So I was like, okay, cool.
You need to just spend a little time in Missouri. You'll get it
We
real quick.
mean a little.
Missouri. Missouri. Yeah, next Mount Vernon.
You be going,
Mount Vernon? Yeah, how do you know about Mount Vernon?
Because when I was about exactly 6 years ago, when it was the Andrew Piston Band, I set up a tour of the US, and we actually played at the Apple Butter Making Days.
Guess what? You're booked next season. Keep it open.
Dr. Vegas,
Dr. Z and Collateral with the Apple Fest. All right, so we want to go ahead and bring this full circle. So you get on the plane, you do the audition. Was it just you? Was there a room full of Steven Tylers? Like, what is it?
No. I mean, so I did the audition tape, and then I didn't hear anything for a while, and then I got an email saying that the director loves you and wants to meet you. So I travelled to the offices, and I had to travel the day before they asked me. They were like, right, we'd like you to come tomorrow. So I'm like, well, thanks.
Okay.
Let's rock and roll.
And so I travel, and I get there, and it's just me in the high-rise office, something you can only dream of being in. And I meet the director, and he says to me, right, there's only one person else that we've kind of really looked at for this job. It's you.
Johnny Depp.
You, and it's done it great.
Not Johnny Depp. You wish. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
It was Johnny Depp.
I could get Steven Tyler himself very.
Yeah.
I was confident, and I said, listen, this is fine. I don't think there's another person in this room that's going to that just wants this more, whatever. I wanted it so bad, and I told him, listen, I'm not going to give you a sob story. I'm just going to tell you how it is, and if you want someone that's going to give you their all and live the part, through camera, then just call that other guy up now and just tell him to piss off, basically. And he kind of smiled at me and asked me to do a few scenes in the office, and I walked away from that feeling confident. I didn't hear anything for about 4 days. I actually called the casting director and go, listen, I haven't eaten for 4 days.
I'll bet.
God bless your heart.
Could you just tell me what the hell is going on? And she then kindly replied straight away and went, yeah, well, the director actually really loved you, and he's giving you the part. And I'm like, okay, so you could tell me that.
Wow.
But, so, yeah, I was ecstatic. But it's weird because, it was kind of, as soon as I never have time, so I don't give myself time to get excited about the prospect
Right.
of these sort of things. It's always on to the next thing, and right, okay, you've got it now, be it.
Well,
and that's how I've always...
Were there some tears though? At least Angelo. I mean, was your family? Did they know? I mean, what did people, your family, your close friends tell? How did they react when you told them?
Yeah. I mean, it was all kind of surreal for everyone else, I guess. The band just found it hilarious.
I'll bet.
I told the band they were like, no way. I mean, because you are actually joking.
All right. Well, Angelo, we have another monstrous question for you, and it's probably something that everybody would want to know. And that question is, when you got that call, does your mind go to, oh my gosh, is my world about to change? How is my world about to change? I am all of a sudden going to be on a global stage as Steven Tyler in the Aerosmith biopic, and we are going to get all those answers from you in podcast number 2. Angelo, we love ya. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
Thank you, Daniel. We'll speak to you soon.
All right, you got
Thank
it.
you, Angela.
So, part 2 with Angela, everybody. We send it back to Dr. Z, bringing us into our next segment. This is Terry and Katie and the most dangerous band in the world. Today, it's On the Rocks with a Twist.
Way to go, Dr. Z. Dangerous, man.
Having this component with them is just amazing. We've got our musical interludes into our segments.
No other podcast has the
None.
greatest house band in the world.
None. So welcome everybody. Here's our segment right now. Now, we're hoping that most of these podcasts, we can have a segment that we're going to call Fill Our Seat. All right? Because we have a guest chair here and we want to get our guests in here. But we happen to have as our first podcast number 1 guest, Phil Callis, who owns Callis Entertainment. So in this case, it's Fill Our Seat.
I like it.
Yeah.
It
See that?
works.
See what we did there? How do you like, I'm the graphics department. How do you like those
That's
fancy
good.
graphics? That's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
So here's what we're gonna do now is we've named this segment, we're gonna call it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That's it.
And what this is going to be is what you don't know about the Manson murders that happened out in Hollywood oh so many years ago. Here's the stuff you don't know. More exclusive scoop for Terry and Katie and Dr. Z and what we've got going here with our podcast. Phil, welcome.
Welcome,
It's great to
Phil.
have you here.
I do have to tell you though before we start.
Yeah.
I'm severely, I don't know, I'm a crazed murder mystery person. I mean, I live and binge watch Criminal Minds, okay? So I'm really into this. There's only one thing in the entire world that scares the hell out of me that I cannot watch that is just way over the top, is anything to do with this whole circle of these
Manson?
Manson and the girls and his girls and the whole, I mean, I have read the books. I've seen the movies. I've the fake whatever. But I they're not saying everything that
Sure.
happened.
Well, now a lot of it, what I've heard and from is true. But I mean, like back when it was coming out, I mean, but they were saying there was a lot more to.
Let's lead you into this. The reason that Phil is our expert witness, that
Yeah,
sounds really
but
terrible.
truthful.
Well, yeah. The reason is because you have lived a very interesting, wild life for sure. And in those paths that you've taken, you've met some people of great influence. You've hung and partied with rock stars on every level. And you got a friendship years ago with the man who actually owned the house where the Sharon Tate murders happened, right? And what's the guy's name again?
Rudy Altabelli.
Rudy Altabelli's house. So you and Rudy are out one night drinking, having a good time, and he starts spilling about the Manson stuff, right?
Well, no, I'll be honest about it. Like I met Rudy, God, I don't know, I was 23, and it was, I can talk about it. Rudy's passed away now. At a rehab in Rancho Mirage, California.
Okay, so
Rehab.
you're in a rehab, Hank.
Nowhere near Manson though.
I guess not. It wasn't a dozen, but and then I met him there. And we became friends. But then we both left. We both went back to our old ways very, very quick.
So rehab didn't work, is what I hear you
Yeah, it
saying.
didn't.
Didn't quite
It didn't
quite catch.
Mixed a couple of times.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and then I got a call from Rudy, and I was living out in Arizona, and we started partying together. So I'd go there. I would say I was there maybe 5 times in that area. Once every couple months, I'd go down. He was moving from the house that Sharon Tate, where it happened. He was. He still had it. I didn't go to that house. I went to his brand new house when he just bought.
give me this.
Oh, okay.
Put that down. All right.
Okay,
now we're
I'm sorry.
good. All right,
Okay.
you're good. I heard the ice rattling. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Yeah, it was like clink.
I was hiding.
Terry's-
from it,
It's
but-
like I know we're on the rocks, but
Yeah, oh. No, that
we
actually works.
are on the
You're right.
rocks.
You're
but,
right. You're right.
You
You're
know,
right.
Okay, but let me get going.
Yeah, you need to get going. Get going.
Okay. Well, it was at he lived on Shiloh Drive, and when I met him, I went and saw him. I was in Hollywood, and he moved to Studio City, to his house, Studio City, and that's where I'd go see him at. We party and do our drugs of choice before you stay up late at night.
It was the era. It was the time.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Rudy was back then, like in the 70s and 80s, I believe, he was juiced as a manager. I mean, if not the highest, but he was in there. He knew almost everything. Everybody and everything and how it happened. And he owned the house that that
The murders were happened in.
and that became the place to party.
Uh,
That everybody wanted to go to Rudy.
So that wasn't the Folgers' house, or were they just renting it?
That the Folgers came after the first one in the mansion. I believe it was Sharon Tate. And
yeah,
then they
and
went to
Polanski,
Folgers.
they were renting it
Got it.
from
They were
Got
renting-
it.
they were renting the house
They were
from Rudy.
renting the house
Got
from
it.
Rudy,
Yeah.
right, at the time she was
Wow.
there.
And when he died, him and Roman were in London together.
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
they got the call in London.
Yeah, and Rudy was with him. Yeah. So Rudy lived in the guest house, but he rented the big house to Roman
Polanski.
and Sharon. So yeah, so whatever you guys
So let's. What did he tell you? Because but now a lot of this has come out that a lot of people still think that this was he arbitrarily picked this house, that they were whacked out of their mind, that the cult showed up and they all started partying, but that's not the case, right?
No, this is the story that Rudy gave me. Charlie used to go, one of the Beach Boys, it was
Brian Wilson.
Brian
Doris
Wilson.
Day's, no, it was Doris Day's son.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, what was his name? It's in the book, but he was one of the Beach Boys. So
Okay.
That's how, he met Charlie. Charlie would come up, and he wouldn't, not just with Rudy, I mean, there were other influential people that had met Charlie before, from what Rudy said, to be at a party, and, people thought he was, shared his ideas, whatever, and he was a musician,
He was a musician, and everybody thought he was a viable musician.
He was good enough to, but obviously not to Rudy, because he wanted to try to kill him. So yeah, he was a songwriter and had ideas, and back in those days, I guess, in any day, he was a character, and people, and he was hanging around with, the guy, one of the Beach Boys, and I guess that was his end. So one day that after a party, he came, just what Rudy said, he was getting ready to go on a business trip, and Charlie just popped up, wanted Rudy to manage him. And, Rudy was an asshole. He didn't party, but he didn't drink, but Rudy was like one of those guys you expect to be in Hollywood, If he liked you were cool, but if you were not, he said, Charlie, man, get the fuck out of my car.
Get lost.
He said, dude, beat it. I don't even remember who you are, So that planted the seed. So I'm not saying that it was like, that that's what, Helter Skelter came, but that's why he chose that place first.
Because he was mad at the guy, and he was going after that house because he knew he had it. Because
He
the guy
chose
was
that one after, I don't even know if he even had, I don't know if, Helter Skelter is the whole truth about why he did all that stuff, but I know this, in his, he picked Rudy's place, for
a purpose.
for that or to be first, like, listen, this is where I want to start my revolution, or whatever Charlie was thinking. I mean, he wanted, it was out because her Charlie, his feelings, I guess. I don't know.
He had been there a
He'd
lot
been there more
before.
than one. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, they knew each other.
Okay.
To me, that's where he was there. Yes.
Here's the kicker. So, okay, if you guys know or don't know how the murders played out, she was stabbed 16 times. She and the baby both bled out. She was 8.5 months pregnant. There were 4 or 5 other murders in that house at the same time. Gunshot, knife.
I think the gardener got it. I mean,
Yeah, there was. It was a
Folger
slaying
family.
So here's the real kicker here. Can you imagine? Like, you don't want to, but can you imagine what that house would look like when you walk in and all this carnage has happened? So Rudy is not happy with this whole situation. So what does he do to get the house clean, Phil?
I know, and he even told me this, because his nickname he told me was Skank. He said Jack Nicholson gave it to him. I don't know if that's true or not. This comes
Sounds true to me.
Because
Nicholson was.
Well, listen to this.
But they knew each other.
I believe it.
I mean, big time. But he sent, I remember him, telling me that. I was like, at the first time, I didn't know what to think. But all the cleaning of the carpet and the what's it called, anything, like he could change it clean.
Curtains,
he sent
carpet.
it, yeah, carpet. He sent it to Sharon Tate's family, the bill.
And didn't he have to go to court?
He went to court, but
Because they were like, are you kidding me? We are not paying for that cleaning bill. And
I think they had to pay for it. I think he
went to court, and he
because it was
won.
it was on them. It was on their.
And he
their
won?
bill.
He won. Her parents
I
had to
believe
pay
so. That's what
For
he
the
told
for the
me.
cleaning up of her blood off of that
They
rented
were renting
home.
from him. That's on the estate. He wasn't going to pay for it.
They had to pay for all the
Oh
cleaning
my
bills.
God!
But I don't know. That's what Rudy said. I mean, I've read about that since I, Rudy told me that. But yeah.
But things like that, which as a crime follower, that stuff I'd want to know. I mean, we all know the story. We know who was basically killed. We never know why they picked the house. And to this day, they still say it was for no particular reason.
No, that's not true. And I don't know if this whole deal started just because of that, if that's what, and then it grew from that, or, he just wanted, Rudy was the first one, but, I mean, he knew these people. This was no random type of,
I know that he hated and went after anybody that didn't help him in his career. And that's why him and Brian...
Rudy was the asshole of assholes when he was...
Yeah, I mean...
Believe me, I'm hardcore, to the point...
But maybe is that why you think Manson went after him?
I know that's why they went after that house. Maybe he did the other ones to... I don't know what the chicken or the egg. That
Okay.
but also from I don't know if even like that helped. I don't know. Now this is I'm just speculating. What if Helter Skelter was even a
Weird
now?
name for
Yeah,
When he told me
right,
that
yeah.
Sharon Tate's folks had to clean, they had to pop for the bill to clean that house.
I wouldn't have.
I
I would
was
have said, come
sick
after me.
to my stomach. They had to. Court ruled.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, who would it be on then? I guess you could take it from Charlie's money from the deal. I would never do that. I'd
God.
pay it for myself. But if you think about it, if people want anything illegally, they were living in a house, the state takes over their obligations.
The contract probably said any damages you got to pay
You got to
for.
take care of.
I would never do that, but if you look at what the law is, the law would have to pay. They would be liable.
Could you imagine?
Unbelievable.
Could you imagine?
Unbelievable story.
And, more thing that it's like Rudy was not in the movie. He had enough juice. I don't want to be in the movie or nothing, but he's all over the book. I've never read the book. I wanted to make sure he wasn't.
Now I'm
spoiling
gonna
it.
have to go back and read the book of the 10 that I've already read about it.
All right. Well, there he is. He filled our seat.
Great.
Thanks for the info
Great
there.
info.
Oh, gosh. Phil,
Love Hollywood.
I didn't know what you wanted.
Oh, I
that's
love Hollywood stuff.
perfect.
All right, cool.
All right. So we're going to throw this back to Dr. Z. There you go. Podcast 1 in the books.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we did this. Katie and I both obviously have been in radio for many, many years. They put us together, what was it, Katie, 4 or 5 years ago?
Something like that,
We
yeah.
did a morning drive radio show that was such a huge hit, and then we realized that Terry Seigel is way too old to get Victoria.
Everyone's way too old.
Way too old. Used to be able to do it. So when this was
Yeah, right. Opposite schedule.
when this came up, and we all three of them, and we adore and worship Dr. Vegas. They've been with us and part of our lives for so long.
Oh my
and
gosh,
when we
so
had an
long.
opportunity to work, me and Katie to work together again, and you guys all watch Katie, listen to Katie on the radio still. I'm still in my pajamas, growing my Kardashian ass. Okay, so that's just the way it is.
It's all right
But,
though, because this is one in the books, and we're hoping to have. Well, let's just say more than one. So if you liked what you saw, tell your friends, share this all over the place. Let people know
Let us
where
know
they
what
can
you want
find
to tell.
us.
Tell us what you want to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about date? I definitely next week dating apps.
She's got it. Yes.
We are hitting
Yes,
dating.
will
Don't
do
forget,
dating.
we're gonna do dating, and I have, and I just got broke up between the Saints and the Raiders games last night.
Wait,
Okay,
during halftime.
during halftime.
I
I'm
wasn't
just
last
telling you.
night. That was weeks ago. but-
It was the Saints and the Raiders. Okay, I got hi. This isn't gonna work. So I think I'm ready to talk about dating apps.
All right.
Lisa called.
At least he called. Of course, Frankie would say that.
All right. So thanks for joining us for podcast one, everybody.